it goes. To see tomorrow right in front of me. I'm on my own and nobody knows who we can come to be. So come along, you never know who we can set free. I close my eyes and I run to you. I can't close my heart, cause I know the truth. Cause I'm a believer.
Yeah, Malak, whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Alright, this is Church of Yahushua 144, first circle and second circle link up.
Right.
So today we're going to go into the wilderness breakdown, the new wine version. Alright? And that's going to bring clarity on what's coming next. Alright, because... Yeah, the water. Yeah, because a lot of brothers don't understand where the wilderness is, man.
Right.
Alright? So first and foremost, I'm going to go into my notes and I'm going to read. Right, so the wilderness, right? So, right, concerning the wilderness, we must first examine the word wilderness, right? Which goes back to the word wild, right? So you gotta break the word down. Wilderness, have you got the word, Malak? Right, so wilderness. If you check the top, you know the top, you know the zip, yeah, the top one, there's a rag in there. The board is wet, so it's not right. Yeah, so the word wilderness, alright, you gotta break it down to understand what the wilderness is, because that's what's coming next, man, alright? So wilderness. Alright, so we're gonna break it down. Wow. Alright? Right, so the wilderness, yeah. The wilderness goes back to the word wild. Alright? Because when Jake came out of Egypt, Jake was like a wild animal.
That's right.
Untamed beast.
Right.
So that's why the Most High took them into the wilderness to try and tame the beast. But he was untamable, man. So he got destroyed, didn't he?
Right.
And then Joshua and Caleb took the children into the land because Jake was a wild animal.
Right.
And you're seeing the descendants of those wild animals today. Right?
That's right.
They're multiplying. There's so many of them as well. They behave like wild animals, man. Alright? They behave like wild animals, man. And that goes back to the word wilderness. Now the Hebrew word for wilderness is ba-ma-dabar. Ba-ma-dabar. That's how you say wilderness, man. Bama. So yeah, show that to them. That's how you say wilderness in Lashon Kodasha. Bama. Right, so let's get back to the notes, man, because get back to the notes. Right, so concerning the wilderness, we must first examine the word wilderness, which goes back to the word wild, a geographical location with wildlife, such as lions, okay, zebras, honey badgers, and many more.
That's right.
Because Aaron's ephod, it had honey badger skin on it. Alright? You want to get that, Malak? Badger skin. Because Aaron's ephod, it had a honey badger, alright? Skin on it, man. Because the honey badger is what? Has a black and white stripy skin. Okay? And the honey badger has a military, no bullshit, no respecter of person spirit on it. So the reason why the Most High Yahweh told the embroiders to put the honey badger skin on there, that is representative of the kind of attitude that a high priest or a Levite should have. Okay? You gotta have thick skin, man, to be a Levite. Because when it comes to passing judgment, you can't be a respecter of person. Alright? So read the badger skin part. Yeah, you can show it to them as well. You know, badger skin. Because Aaron had badger skin on his ephod, you know.
What do you read on the skin to look
Right, so right, so wilderness also goes back to a place or a location where you don't find built up cities. Okay? Because when you go to the Serengeti in Kenya, you don't see no cities there, man. It's just the wild, isn't it? It's just got the wildlife there. What's that? Yeah, badger skin, yeah.
How tough is the honey badger skin? The only safe grip of the honey badger is on the back of the neck. The skin is also tough enough to resist several machete blows. The only sure way of killing them quickly is through a blow to the skull with a club or a shot to the head with a gun. As the skin is almost impervious to arrow and spears.
Did you see that? That's why, hey, through the spirit, yeah, the brother, the Malak, yeah, Chazakwallah, he's got honey badger skin, man. Because to deal with you guys, you gotta have thick skin.
That's right.
Because the kind of abuse that the brothers had to endure from you peons out there, yeah, because you won't be given the title of Malak until you bring forth fruit which is meat for the tabernacle, man. So your title Malak is getting removed, right? Because the way you guys disrespect the priest of Yahweh, it can't be tolerated. Alright? And then you go in the book and then you read from the book of Ezekiel. You quote precepts from the book of Ezekiel. But when you see Yah Chazakwallah, you disrespect him. Alright? So in as much as you're disrespecting Yah Chazakwallah, you're disrespecting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
That's right.
Alright? Because like I said in the blowing of trumpets, these are verified men. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai didn't just pick anyone to come and teach the people in the valley of the dry bones, man. Alright? So yeah. So Genesis chapter 14 verse 6. Alright? That's where you find wilderness. So get Genesis 14 and 6. Let's explain the wilderness with the Blue Letter Bible. So Genesis 14 and 6. Alright, let's get that. And then we can make some progress. Genesis 14 and 6.
Yeah, because mine is a bit like here. The network is a bit.
Yeah, so now read it first before you show it, innit?
Alright.
Yeah, so Genesis 14 and 6. That's where you get the word wilderness. And we're going to show you what the definition is in the Strong's, man.
Right.
Because that will give you an idea of what the wilderness is going to look like.
Right. So Genesis 14 and 6, right?
Right? Yeah, wilderness.
And the Horites,
No, just go to the word wilderness in Genesis 14 and 6. Interlinear Strong's Concordance.
It reads,
mine's a bit slow.
Madaba.
Yeah, Madaba.
Madaba. What's that? Wilderness. Biblical outline usage. Wilderness. Pasture. Uninhabited land.
And in what?
Uninhabited land.
Right, so that's not talking about no sandy desert.
Right.
And also, one of the definitions was pasture.
Right.
Means it has greenery.
Greenery.
So you need to get that sandy Saudi Arabia desert out of your mind.
That's right.
Okay? And as we go into the lesson, you're gonna realize that all of you have been bamboozled, man.
That's right.
Alright? So pasture, it means what? Greenery. It's green.
Green, right.
Right. So it says, the Lashawana Kodasha for wilderness gives a detailed understanding of its greenery and pasture for livestock. Because the 12 tribes, they didn't just come out empty-handed. They had livestock with
That's
them, man.
right.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't have livestock, how were they able to do the burnt offerings?
Right.
So
Yep.
they had livestock with them. You see, that a lot of you didn't even think about that. You know, that they had livestock with them.
And the last time I checked, livestock don't eat sand.
That's right.
Right, so get Numbers 32 verse 1, and that's going to further prove to you that there's no way the wilderness was in Saudi Arabia. No way. It's impossible, man.
So what you want to get? Numbers?
Numbers 32 verse 1.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, read it.
This is Numbers 32 and verse 1. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad.
Now the what?
Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad.
So the children of Reuben and the children of Gad. Okay? Because when you go to the land of Israel, which is on the equator going upwards to the Mediterranean, the three first tribes you encounter is Reuben, Gad, and half tribe Manasseh.
Right.
And this verse right here is going to show you something that we've been talking about, that we've been trying to explain. Alright, in reference to the wilderness, man. Read that.
Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle.
Had a what?
Had a very great multitude of cattle.
They had a great multitude of cattle. That means they had so much cattle, man.
Right.
Okay? So how the hell is a multitude of cattle gonna be chewing sand in Arabia?
Right.
It doesn't make no sense.
That makes no sense, man.
Because we didn't even have no land in the wilderness. So that can only mean that the wilderness was in a lush, green vegetation, man. Where animals can graze.
Right.
Okay? Animals could graze there, man, because it says that they had a multitude of cattle. So common sense should tell you that it wasn't in no Arabian desert, man.
Right.
Alright? So that's it on that. So back to the notes. Oh, and also another point as well, right? The tribe of Gad is found in what? Between,
Southeast Nigeria.
right. So southeast Nigeria and Cameroon, that's where you find the tribe of Gad. Now, the Fulani herdsmen have been terrorizing that land.
Right.
Why do the Fulani herdsmen have been terrorizing the Igbo land, right? So the question you gotta ask yourself is, why are the Fulani people terrorizing that land? Because the Fulani guys are known to be herdsmen. They have what? A multitude of cattle.
Right.
So that shows you that's where the land of Gad is, man.
Right.
Because what? The scripture just said that they had a multitude of cattle. Now carry on reading that. They had a multitude of cattle, so they wanted the land of Gilead, because the land of Gilead is what? Is a prime grazing area. Is a lush pasture which is good for cattle and livestock. That's why the Fulanis keep going there, man. Because they got a multitude of cattle and they need to graze. So by process of elimination, that shows you where the land of Gad is. It's not hard. It's right there. So read that.
And when they saw the land of Jazar and the land of Gilead
And the land of what?
and the land of Gilead,
Right?
that behold, the place was a place for cattle.
The place was what?
The
The place was a place for cattle.
The place was a place for cattle. That's why the Fulani herdsmen keep raiding the land.
Right. That's fine.
That's why they're disturbing the farmers in the Igbo land, man, with their cattle. Because it's a prime location for what? For their cattle to graze.
Please, come.
It's right there. You can't get away from it, man. All arrows are pointing towards the land of Gad being in southeastern Nigeria, right? And Cameroon as well. Because that Igbo land used to be part of Cameroon at one point. You can go and look it up. But I think it's West Cameroon broke away from them. You know, they broke away.
Yeah, that'll be West Cameroon.
They broke away from them, man. And that goes back to number 7, Gad.
Right.
Because what does 7 mean? To be severed. To cut away, break away. So all the breakdowns are adding up, man. Right? The reason why we may not get as many views as the other camps, or we may not be famous like the IUIC and that, is because when you get to the top of a pyramid, there's not that many people up there.
That's right.
So in Yahushai's classroom, it's not going to be packed. There's only going to be a handful of men in there. Alright? Because the real men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they don't have a lot of followers, man. That's a fact. If Yahushai was on the planet Earth today, his Facebook page will probably only have about 3 or 2 likes.
That's right.
His Instagram will probably get 10 follows. Okay? And you know that heart thing that people press to show love on, Yahushai won't be getting a lot of hearts, man. So we understand, because when Yahushai was here, he wasn't getting a lot of love. The only reason why people were coming around him was because they saw the miracles, and also because he was feeding them with fish and bread. He even said that in the scripture. You didn't come to hear the word, you only came because you saw the fish and the bread. Because if we had a barbecue out here and we were teaching the word, a lot of people will come around just because of the food. Alright? So yeah, let's carry on. So the tribe of Gad and Reuben had so much cattle which was reared in the wilderness. So that means the wilderness had pasture. It was not sandy, bro. Okay? We'll get to that. So it says they had much cattle which was reared in the wilderness, making the Saudi Arabian desert an unlikely place. the reference to the location being a desert can easily throw you off. Because sometimes it calls it a desert, so automatically Jake with his carnal mind will think, because it says desert, it means that it's in a place with sand. Because they just think about the Ishmaelites on their camels in the desert. So when they see desert, automatically their mind goes to a desert area, but it's not a desert. It just means a place deserted by man. Because you don't see people living in the Serengetis of Kenya. They might go there for a little tour, you know, of the place. Like you get the heathens go there, they go on a safari, but they don't live there. Okay? So wilderness or desert can also mean a place deserted. A deserted place. Because that's where the Most High likes to dwell. He likes to dwell in the wilderness because he knows he doesn't have to smell too many farts and too much bullshit coming from the people. And also he doesn't want to hear your noise. Because all he wants to hear is the birds chirping in the morning, okay? And the crickets cricketing at night. And the lions and the zebras, the animals, that's a natural musical tone to him. Because he created those animals. So when the birds chirp, that's music to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's ear. That's why the psalteries, it sounds like birds chirping. It's just trying to mimic that sound of the birds chirping. The Most High don't need your music, man. Okay? He's already created animals that sing him songs every day. That's why, hey, it's known among the 12 tribes that if you don't worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, even the animals will worship him. The animals will declare his glory, man. Okay? Right, let's get back to it. So, right, it says the reference to the location being a desert can easily throw you off. Hence, the necessity, right, to delve into the Lashawana Kodasha for the word wilderness.
That's right.
Which is the same word for desert. Because desert and wilderness in the Lashawana Kodasha has the same word. Madabar. So that shows you wilderness and desert are the same thing. Alright? It says the wilderness is also sometimes referred to as Zin. Z-I-N. So get Z-I-N in the scriptures. Zin. The wilderness of Zin. Z-I-N. The wilderness is also sometimes referred to as Zin, which goes back to Sinai. So you get Sinai, Malak, and then you get Zin, and then read the Strong's definition for Zin. So Zin. Oh yeah, alright, yeah, you can read the Zin. Yeah, go to the Zin part. Okay, so keep Sinai. So what now? What does Zin mean? Read it out.
Hold on, Malak. Oh yeah, read it. My phone is slow, man.
Alright, I get it.
Yeah, Zin. Alright? Because hey, we gotta do this breakdown because hey, that's the next thing up, man. The wilderness. Alright?
Numbers 13 and
Zin.
13 and 21. Zin. Alright, it says, shall I read it all back? Alright. Zin, biblical outline usage is flat. Equals flat. Oh, okay. From an unused root meaning to prick.
From a what?
From an unused root meaning to prick.
You brothers, are you paying attention? From a what?
From an unused root meaning to prick.
From a what?
From an unused root meaning to prick.
From an unused root meaning to prick. So what do you get pricked by? Now read the definition for cyanide. So remember, it says zin goes back to what? An unused root meaning to prick. Now read the definition for cyanide. Because hey, brothers don't need to go to the meaning of words.
Yeah,
you know, they just read the scripture. Esau is an Edomite. You know, but you gotta get into these scriptures because it's gonna show you what's coming next, so you can prepare yourself. That's what this whole thing is about. Because we're in the season of raising up the heads. So that means your mind, which is your head, has to be ready. Because if your head ain't ready, it's gonna get chopped off. That's a fact. If there's nothing in your brain, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will deem you useless. So you just go fall prey to the destruction that's coming, man. Because it says Yahweh Hashem Yahushai deals with wisdom, man. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this is Exodus 16 and 1. And if you go to Sinai, biblical outline usage, it reads thorny.
It reads what?
It reads thorny.
Yo, when I say it reads what, you brothers, all of you brothers need to repeat after. You understand? Because this is a camp. We're all in it together. We have to do this thing together, man. Read that again.
Yeah, let's go again. It reads, biblical outline usage, Sinai equals thorny.
Equals what?
Thorny. Thorny.
So it equals thorny. And that goes back to zin. Because zin means what? Unused root word for prick. So thorns prick your fingers, man.
That's right.
And if you go deeper into that cyanide thing, it actually goes back to the acacia tree.
That's right.
Because the acacia tree is known as the tree of thorns. And that's the same tree that was used to build the Ark of the Covenant.
And it goes even deeper than that.
Exactly. That's why Yahweh Shai had the crown of thorns on his head.
That's right.
Right, so the wilderness is also sometimes referred to as Zin, which goes back to Sinai. And looking up the root word etymology shows the meaning to prick, right? Spiritually discerned as a place with an unprecedented amount of acacia. Trees. As acacia trees are known as the trees of thorns, hence Sinai being referred to by the definition as thorny. And also through the Spirit, the burning bush was the acacia tree.
That's right.
It was the bushy, you know, like the bushes on the tree was on fire. That's what Moses saw. And the Most High told him to go and bring his people to that same mountain where he appeared to him, man. So that was an acacia tree that was on fire, man. Alright?
You don't go in time, like in Africa, the place where you have the most acacia tree is found in Kenya, Malak.
It's found in where?
It's found in Kenya.
It's found in where?
It's found in Kenya.
See that? The place with the most acacia trees, man. So you can't get away from this. Right, so let's carry on now. So it says Numbers chapter 20 verse 1, Zin definition root, and also Exodus 16 verse 1, which is the Sinai definition. Also the Ark of the Covenant was made from this same tree. Yahweh Shai had a crown of thorns to symbolize this. Another point to consider is the fiery serpents.
That's right.
You want to show them the fiery serpents?
Let me. If I don't get it now, I can put it in the edit, innit?
Yeah, so put it in the edit. So the fiery serpents, it goes back to the red spitting cobra. And you can only find that in where? In Kenya.
In Kenya, especially Kenya. East Africa, but especially in Kenya.
Alright? You find it in Kenya, man. Okay. And that mountain in Kenya, what is it called? Mount Zion.
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion.
Yeah, look, show it to them. Mount Zion, Kenya. But the Zion is spelled with the S.
Right.
Oh, come.
Sion.
Yeah,
Instead of,
Sion. Yeah. Zion.
but even in the scripture, sometimes it says
Zion.
Sion.
Yeah, it says as well.
So yeah, let's show them that as well. Sion. Let's find it. So Sion, the brother's gonna show it to you. Run me, man. Right?
But he says Mount Kenya as well, you know.
Yeah, Mount Kenya, but Mount Sion.
Mount Sion, yeah.
See that? And through the spirit, Kenya goes back to what? Kan Yahweh.
Kan Yahweh. You see, I'll put in the edit.
It goes back to Kan Yahweh. Because what? When the Most High appeared in Exodus 20, they said, oh, don't let the Most High speak to us. You speak to us and we'll listen.
Right.
They said, all that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has said, we will do. So that means Khan.
Right.
Kan Yahweh.
Khan Yahweh.
Kan
So that's
Yahweh.
where they agreed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which they didn't. Because the priests are without tithes,
Right.
and the Ark of the Covenant is missing in action.
Right.
And the kings of Israel are in exile in
That's
America and Europe.
That's it.
I don't know if you're going to speak about the old Moses.
Yeah, we'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that kind.
All right? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And that's the spirit, because it's the next thing. Right. So also the Ark of the Covenant was made from this same tree. Yahushua had a crown of thorns to symbolize this. Another point to consider is the fiery serpents, which go back to the red spitting cobra. The one that was sent to bite the Israelites when they were murmuring against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So all of you murmurers, you're going to get dealt with as well. Because we know a lot of brothers are murmuring against us, man. Alright? A lot of you are murmuring against us. After we blew the trumpets, what happened? The Most High sent the fire to Greece, man.
And South Africa as well.
And South Africa as well.
That's right.
And you're trying to tell us that we don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Right, so... Another point to consider is the fiery serpents which Yahweh Bashim Yahushai sent to bite Jake for being sottish. Because that's what they are, they're sottish children. Numbers chapter 21 verse 6, also known as the red spitting cobra. These are native to East Africa, especially Kenya, which without a doubt has to be the location of the wilderness. As there's even a place there called the Old Moses Camp. Show it to them. The Old Moses Camp. The Old Moses Camp is found in Kenya. You can't get around it.
Yeah, they will have that in the edit, definitely, man. Well, let's see if I can show it here. So
The Old Moses Camp is
you see?
found in Kenya.
you can see it. Look,
It's right there.
look.
So it goes to show you that.
The Old Moses Mountain Camp. Look. You see that in Kenya, you know. But we're gonna in the edit, it's gonna be more.
Yeah, there's going to be more in there. So hey, the brother just Allah just showed it to you, man.
Look.
Old Moses Camp right there.
See that? But like I say, I will show you.
So you go hate the priest. Okay? You're hating on the priest, Yahazakallah. You think you're going to make it to the wilderness? Because the wilderness is meant to be those of you that make it out of Babylon, right?
Right.
But you hate the priest. How are you going to make it into the wilderness? You got to think about that, you know? You got to think about that because the wilderness scripture is in the book of Ezekiel. So how you gonna read about the wilderness and say, you know, we gonna get Jake in the wilderness, but yet you're disrespecting Ezekiel, Yachazaku Allah. So it goes to show a lot of the brothers, they don't use their brain. They're not thinkers, they're stupid. That's why when you come around us, the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai removes you. You may think you're the one who left, but it's really the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai that's moving you.
That's right.
And how I know this, when you go to Brazil, yeah, it's the second highest populated place with black people, man. Which goes back to the tribe of Reuben.
Right.
Okay? They've been there for over 400 years and they still haven't been able to organize themselves.
Right.
That's spiritual, man. They can't find a single man to rise them up. A single man. So it goes to show you that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, his spirit is the one that is shuffling the cards. So if you're not in our assembly, it means the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai doesn't want you to be in our assembly. And just because you're not in our assembly, it doesn't mean you should disrespect the priest of Yahweh, man. Okay? Because in as much as you have disrespected the priest of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, you're going to be accountable to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Because Ezekiel is where you find the wilderness breakdown. So that means Ezekiel is going to play a pivotal role in that wilderness thing. Alright? Right, so let's get back to it. Right, it says also known as the Red Sea. Also, Kenya is one of the 7 African countries on the equator.
Right.
And we always know the Most High always starts from the middle. Okay? Or what they call the Middle East.
Right.
So the real Middle East is in Kenya.
That's right.
Because Kenya is in East Africa. So that will be the most middle country in the East.
Right.
Okay? So the real Middle East is in Kenya. Going towards Somalia. Okay? And we're going to go into that. Because Yahushai is coming from the East.
That's right.
The Son of God is coming from the same place where the sun rises.
That's right.
Why is he even called sun? It goes back to the Son of God. He's coming with fire. And the sun is like a fire coming out of the water.
That's right.
That's why it says they gathered themselves to subdue the man that came from the sea. That's all spiritual, man. Declaring the end from the beginning.
Right.
The same way the sun rises from the east.
Right.
That's how the Son of God is going to rise from the east.
That's
I got a precept before you move on to the east, right?
Go on.
A precept, Proverbs 8:27. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the earth. So that means that, you know, when he was setting up the earth, he started in the middle. And he did like a circle. So that's what compass means, to make a circle. So that's Israel was right there in the middle. You know, right there, I mean, right there in the middle, and then the wilderness would be on the compass as well, like you said, Kenya.
Yeah,
You know?
on the compass. You know, it's a straight line.
Yeah.
That's why Kenya is on the equator.
Right.
That's why the land of Reuben is on the equator.
Right,
Because Reuben is the first son, isn't it?
right.
You know?
Yeah, that was the on that one.
Right. So, also Kenya is one of the 7 countries on the equator, which will be the real center of the earth. Right, so I want you to look up a place called Eli Springs. E-L-I-Y-E Springs.
Well, I get it.
E-L-I-Y-E Springs. Right. It's a place in Kenya actually, and it's in the scripture. So look up Elim, E-L-I-M. And it's a place known to have a lot of palm trees, man. That's one of the camps that we camped at when we came into the wilderness.
So
E-L-I-Y-E space Springs. Ellie Springs.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a village in Kenya. They say
And also, have you seen the logo is palm trees?
wow, yeah, can't right
It's got
there.
palm trees on the logo,
Yeah,
right?
They're even going to resort there, like when people go on the cruise. But I'll put in
So that was the place that we camped. And the brother's gonna read it. And notice on the logo it's got palm trees on
Right.
there. Right, so read that precept when you went to Elim.
This is Exodus 15 and 27.
Bring it out.
yeah, no.
And they came to Elim.
And they what?
And they came to Elim, where were 12 wells of water.
Where were what?
Where were 12 wells of water. And 10 palm trees.
And what?
And 10 palm trees.
3 is 60.
Yes.
And 10, so that would be 70. That's why the Ellie Springs has got what? It's got the palm, the logo of the palm trees, man.
See right there, man.
That's it right there. You can't get away from it, man.
That's right. That's right. Right
You know,
there.
it's right there. You know, it's funny because the men of the Lord are right here, but Jake is running to Sunday school.
Right.
You know, he's going here, TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar. He's on Google. And I need a man of the Lord. The men of the Lord are right here. It's the same thing with this word, man.
Right.
It's right there. That's why the scripture said in Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9, see ye indeed, but perceive not. You're looking for the men of the Lord, they're right here. You know? And it's funny because they were looking for the Messiah, but he was right there.
Right there.
Right.
It's true.
Our people are the best. Hey, look, they're looking for money. They're looking for gold, silver, you know, but it's there.
It's right here.
It's in the land. It's there.
Yeah, come.
They're coming over here. You know, there's nothing here apart from the throne of David.
Right.
That's the energy that's going into this place. But mineral resources, there's nothing here.
Nothing at all.
So our people, man, there's something wrong with them, you know? That's why there's gonna be a house cleaning.
Right.
And that's what we're waiting for, man.
So when the world is this dry, yeah? When the world is this dry, who comes to the people?
Brother, you know, this is our opinion, isn't it? You got your opinion,
No, that's not.
we got ours.
Brother, it's not our opinion. I got a Bible. It's 200 years old.
Bro.
Nah, it's fine, that's fine.
Let's leave it like that. We're doing this.
fine.
We're teaching our people on the channel.
So I'm not a people.
Okay. No, but you
No,
gotta
you
come
are,
and
but
different
you got your own opinion, brother.
Hold on, carry on.
My father is not jealous then. My father is there.
Yeah, just go. Let's move on. Hold on. Let's do the work. Because I know them. I'm not only with my club. I know them. They're crazy with it.
So one side is the brother.
They don't like the truth.
No, you are our brother, but what I'm saying is, you got your opinion.
Question. This is the one side is here.
Hold on.
This is the one side is here.
Now you can have your opinion, that's
Not
fine.
our opinion when it comes to that. It's not our
Two
opinion.
women, two women.
Right.
I'm not acting like women.
So that shows you that when we came out of Egypt, that was one of the places we camped at. That's an example. Right, so something of Yahushua wearing the crown of thorns as the plan of the Roman soldiers to mock him. But in actuality, it was symbolic to glorify Yahweh's favorite tree,
That's
the
right.
acacia.
Right.
Also known as the tree of thorns.
Right.
And Yahushua himself referred to himself as a tree bearing fruit, which can spiritually be discerned as the acacia. Hence him being hung on a tree in the form of a cross. Acts 5 and 30.
Acts 5
Read
and 30.
Acts 5 and 30 real quick. So yeah, man, Jake can have his opinion, man. You see, we're not out here to debate.
And
Okay?
they want to debate. I know them.
We don't want to debate. We ain't got time for that. If you want to debate, go and find the other camps, like the Sakaris.
Yeah,
and
they love debate.
there's camps out there for that. We ain't out here to debate, man.
Right.
We're just going to come out here and we're going to tell you what it is, and then we're going to go to the next step.
That's
That's it,
right.
man.
Because like we said, we just blew the trumpet, right? and you saw the destruction that happened. The destruction that happened in Greece. It goes back to Zechariah 9:13. All right.
Yeah,
it goes back to Zechariah. Yeah, he said, "I'll raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece." That's why that thing happened in Greece, right after we blew the trumpets, man. So we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai what's going on.
Right.
And we know that we're not gonna have that many people, okay, that's paying attention. And we're okay with it. We're okay with it, man. Because when you read 2nd Esdras, it says, this world was made for many, but the world to come is for few. So the fact that a lot of people are not tuning into what we're teaching, that shows that we're doing the right thing. If there was the old channel, we almost had like 6,000 subscribers. We're getting too many views, man. So the Most High shut it down. The Most High don't like multitudes of people coming in. It's a narrow, it's a straight narrow. It's a straight narrow, man. Okay? Yeah, where you go?
Acts 5.
Yeah, let Mayam do some reading. Mayam.
Okay.
Acts 5 and 30.
This is Acts chapter 5, verse 30.
Acts 5 and 30.
The God of our forefathers raised up Yahweh Shai, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Whom you what?
Whom he slew and hung on a tree.
Did you hear that? They slew him because what? The crosses are made from trees, man. And I won't be surprised if that tree was made from acacia wood.
Tree, yeah, exactly.
Because that sacrifice was symbolic. So everything would have had to be in accordance with the law.
Oh, Malak, you know how I know that it was made out of the acacia tree? Because the thorns,
the crown of his head. And also, did you show them the tree of thorns? How the thorns look?
Yo, I need to show you.
But you know what? You can put it in the video.
I'll put it in the edit.
Have you seen the thorns? It looks. It's got like a silver color.
Yeah. The acacia tree, even the bark.
Yeah.
It has that silverish color.
It has like a silverish color. Why does it have the silverish color? Because remember, Issachar goes back to the Roman Empire, which was that silver, the steel.
Right, the steel.
Because what's the color of steel?
Silver.
So it shows you the people that crucified him, they were from the tribe of Issachar and Levi. It made up the Roman Empire, the Roman centurions, man. The law and the order. Because Levi brings the law, Issachar brings the order. Because Issachar is the muscle, the strong man.
That's right. Yeah, but like you say, in order to, the only people that can sacrifice is the Levites. They're the ones that do the sacrifice. So the people that will do the sacrifice will be, you know, his own people.
His own people.
People say that, the Roman, and we thinking that was the European, but actually those Romans were Israelites, because only the Israelites can sacrifice. You know, only them can bring out a sacrifice on the altar of Yahweh, so only makes sense.
And also, Malak, to add to that, Phineas. Phineas, when Phineas killed Zimri, okay, the Simeonite guy that was with the Midianite woman, it says he killed him at Acacia Grove.
That's right.
That's what it says. You can look it up. It says he killed him at Acacia Grove. That's where he killed him at. Now check this out. The guy who speared Yahweh Shai on the cross,
Bring it up.
he was Phineas.
Right.
And Phineas killed the guy at Acacia Grove. So it all ties into Acacia, man. Don't check it out. You know, Jay.
I will put it.
Acacia Grove. It actually said the heading, Numbers 25 verse 7. Acacia Grove. Says it. So it was all spiritual, man. Okay. But anyway, let's get back to this. So
I'll put it in the edit. You know,
So some think of Yahweh Shai wearing the crown of thorns as the plan of the Roman soldiers to mock him. but in actuality, it was symbolic to glorify Yahweh's favorite tree, the acacia, also known as the tree of thorns.
Right.
And Yahweh Shai himself referred to himself as the tree bearing fruit, which is spiritually discerned as the acacia. Hence him being hanged in the form of a cross. Symbolic meaning in Acts 5 and 30. We read that. A quick examination. Oh, this one's gonna be hot. This one's gonna be hot. A quick examination of Ezekiel chapter 20 and verses 30 down will shed more light on the coming wilderness and how it's going to play out. So get Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 37. Ezekiel 20, because
this one. No, we got in the blue letter.
Yeah, because Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 33, that's where you find the scripture about the wilderness that everyone likes to talk about.
Right.
But there's hidden codes in there that will show you how things are gonna play out. And that's that new wine. Okay? And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai, we're gonna shed light on that for those that are meant to receive. Because like I said, not everyone is meant to be watching this video. Okay? So if you watch this video and it's not for you, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai is gonna put the spirit on you to cancel it and watch something else. Okay? Because Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai is a fisher of men, not a fisher of crabs. Because a lot of you are unclean meat, you're crabs, man. Okay? And what happens when you catch a fish? He gets hooked. That's why. So the reason why you ain't getting hooked is because you're not a fish of Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai.
That's right.
Yeah, because some people watch us and they're like, I'm not feeling this.
Right.
That's spiritual.
It's not for you.
It's not for you, man. It's not for you. Watch something else. Alright?
Go ahead. Yeah. This is Ezekiel 20 and 37.
But now, actually, Zakola, read from Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33, and then your one will read the verse 37.
Okay.
Alright?
Well, I'll read them on the normal Bible,
Yeah, KJV. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to show them something, man. Alright? All you heads out there, the heads of the nation of Israel, you gotta get ready, man. It's about to go down. Okay? The Most High is about to what? Peel the onion, man. Okay? He's gonna peel the onion, he's gonna remove the skin.
That's right.
Alright?
So yeah, Ezekiel 20 and 33. As I live, say the Lord Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand, and we will stretch our arm, and with fury poured out.
And with what?
And with fury poured out, will I rule over you.
Right?
And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered. With a mighty hand, and we will stretch our arm, and with fury poured out.
Right, so don't read verse 37, only 37.
Yeah. Verse 35, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
And I will what?
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
Right, so the wilderness of the people, we've already explained, is Kenya. Okay, because the geographics line up with the scriptures.
That's right.
And we're going to be there anyway. That's where we're going. We're not going anywhere else. Okay? Read that.
And there will I plead with you face to face.
Right, so it's going to be personal, man.
Right.
Because a lot of you have been very opinionated. You've had a lot to say, so now it's time for you to give account. Because the scripture said what? Every idle word. Okay? There's a reason why it says that. Even Yahweh Shai, he said, look, let them curse you out, man. Because in that day of judgment, they're going to give account.
That's right.
He said it. He said, don't worry when they curse you out. He said, blessed are ye when all men shall revile. Okay? Because we're doing the work. We're doing his work.
Right.
So yeah, so the brother's going to read verse 37. And we're going to...
Let me read 36.
Okay, come on.
Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
In the land of what?
In the land of Egypt. So will I be with you, say the Lord Yahweh.
There you go. In the land of Egypt. And Egypt means what? Siege, entrenchment, captivity.
Right.
Okay? It means you're boxed in. You're trapped in. Okay? Right, so the brother Yawana is going to read, Malak Yawana is going to read Ezekiel 20 and 37, and then we're going to break it down. New wine style. Read it.
I will cause you to pass under the rod.
And I will what?
And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
Now get, get Genesis 49 and 10. Now notice it says, I will cause you to pass under the rod. Now go to the definition for rod and tell us what it means. Right, so in the notes here, it says the word rod goes back to the Lashawana Kodasha. I'll let Yawana read the definition.
The definition of rod is Shabbatah.
Right, and what's the outline of biblical usage?
It reads rod, staff, branch, offshoot.
Off what?
Offshoot.
Off what?
Offshoot.
Now, that's why you gotta be careful what you say in this thing, man. Just because we can't grab you now, it doesn't mean we're not gonna get you later, you know. We are made fools for Yahweh Shai, I say. Okay? Because I heard that guy, what does he call himself? Yeremia.
Yeremia, yeah.
Right. So he said we're an offshoot. That's what he calls us.
Right.
But it's biblical. He said, I'm gonna make you pass under the rod of the offshoots. So that means that the offshoots are gonna bring the order. It's right there. Because Shabbatah goes back to rod. Rod goes back to scepter. The scepter shall not depart from who?
Judah.
So that means Judah's gonna bring the order.
That's right.
And Judah, the Judite that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna pick is gonna be an offshoot. So well done for calling us an offshoot. He said it thinking he was belittling us, but through the Spirit, he's just revealed more to us. So a lot of times when you guys are misbehaving, you're just verifying and proving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to be right.
That's right.
And in turn, the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai get edified from your foolery. Okay? Talk about making something out of nothing. That's how powerful Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is. Because they like to call us offshoots, right? But little did you know, the rod you're going to pass under is going to be an offshoot. And it's there. Because he said that word churlishly, thinking himself, you know, to demean us.
Right.
That's why I can't wait to get you guys, man. It's going to be fun, man. You're going to repeat everything that you've been saying. You're in your house, you're in the comfort of your car. You don't feel threatened, so you're just talking rubbish. But you keep forgetting that you're dissing the men of the Lord.
Right, come on.
And you are going, you see guys like us, we're going to pull you up in that day. We're not going to let it slide, you know. Obviously, you might be a man of the Lord as well, so maybe the Most High won't have us kill you. But you're going to be accountable, man. Because it said the servant that knew the master's will shall be beaten with many stripes. So that means maybe the Most High will say, okay, just punch him up, but don't kill him. So we're still going to beat you, man. We're going to strike you. Because we need to make an example out of brothers so they can know how to conduct themselves. You don't just open your mouth and start talking. You don't know. You're disrespecting the high priest Ezekiel. You don't like him, but yet you want to get into the chariot when Ezekiel is a representation of the chariot.
Right. Imagine.
It don't make no sense. You want to get in the Lambo, but you don't like the person who the Lambo belongs to. That's how Jake is, you know. Even Eve as well. And that's how we know a lot of you guys got an effeminate spirit on you, man. Because only Eve behaves like that. You know, she wants to enjoy the luxuries. She wants the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci. She wants to, you know, take pictures in the Lambo, but she don't even like Jake. She don't like Jake like that, you know? They just want to use you like a woman does until you're not usable anymore.
Right.
Like Job's wife.
Right.
When the riches and the finances dried up, she said, curse the Most High and die. And she's more righteous than any woman you can find today. And that's the personality that you guys have. You want to get in the chariot, you want to get beamed up, okay? You say you want to make it out, but yet you're disrespecting the appointed, the APs of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. How does that even make sense? How are we even going to organize these guys to get into the position to get saved when they're disrespecting the men that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has set up? They're disrespecting, man. You know? So yeah. Is that it on that?
Yeah, I can read on Genesis 49,
Oh yeah, read that. So one of the definitions for rod is scepter. Okay? And it says the scepter or the rod or the koboko shall not depart from Judah. Read that.
Genesis 49 and 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
The what?
The scepter shall not depart from Judah. Nor a lawgiver.
Wait, no, a what?
Nor a lawgiver.
So that means the law and the order is gonna come from Judah.
Yeah, Judah will be organizing everything.
Yeah! I had to catch like 50 million trains and buses and ride bicycle just to get here. Only for niggas to be at home and then they'll be talking shit. So in the day of the Lord, what do you think we're gonna do? What do you think? The YouTube channel is not gonna be able to save you, man. It's gonna be easy access. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is gonna open the gates. Esau is not the only enemy we have, you know. We have enemies that are wearing earpods as well. We have enemies that are reading from the books that Yahweh used us to compile, and they're cursing us. How does that even make sense? You're reading the book of Ezekiel, but you're disrespecting Ezekiel. It's madness, and it can't be tolerated. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. It's madness. You can't say you love Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but yet you're disrespecting Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's appointed man. Because all of you guys out there on the highways and the byways, you're prophesying into the wind. That whole culture of prophesying into the wind, that whole swag of prophesying into the wind, it goes back to Ezekiel, man.
Tell him, Malak. Tell him. Tell him.
So really, you shouldn't even be out there prophesying into the wind if you're gonna disrespect the DNA. You're gonna disrespect the progenitor of the prophesying into the wind. That's why through the Spirit I said, all the guys on the highways and the byways in England, you're meant to be under the Ezekiel order. That's why the brother's name is Yachazakwala. And if you can't get down and report to duty so you could be told what to do, in Shah season, don't expect, because that whole Shah, it goes back to the mark. Okay? It goes back to the Ezekiel 9 and 6. Don't expect Ezekiel to be showing any kind of sympathy. And the way you feel is not going to change how events are going to unfold. It's a done deal. And don't even talk about no chariots, man. I don't want to hear no brothers talk about chariots, okay? Remove that whole chariot talk out of your mind. Because Ezekiel was the one who saw the will within the will.
That's right.
Yahweh showed him the chariot, man. And it's funny because when we blew the trumpets, who saw the chariot? Yachazakwala saw the chariot. They want to curse out the brother's accent, but they don't even know that's spiritual. It goes back to when Yahweh Shai said, I'm going to cause Ezekiel's tongue to cleave to the roof of his mouth.
That's right.
So he can stop rebuking you fucking niggas, man. He's catching a lot of hell just to bring out the word to you, and all you can do is just sit at home and just chat shit. And in the day of the Lord, you're gonna expect some type of clemency, man. You ain't gonna get no clemency, man. Okay? You ain't gonna get no clemency. And that's the bottom line.
I wanted to point out as well, in the biblical usage for rod, it also says after scepter, tribe. So
Tribe.
guess what that means? What tribe you think? Obviously, like you just mentioned, innit? Like it said, the scepter shall not depart from Judah. That's the tribe it's mentioning. That's the tribe it's talking about. So there you go. You're gonna pass on that under that rod, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely gonna pass under the rod, man. Okay? And it's funny because even that rod, it goes back to Ezekiel, two sticks, man.
Right.
Take thee one rod and take thee another rod, and let it be one in thine hand. So you can't get away from Ezekiel's chastisement.
Right.
Maybe it's spiritual that brothers don't like you know. Because the Most High, you know what? The Most High just wants to give you a savage beating, right? And he's going to use the guy you don't like to do it. The same way the wilderness breakdown is coming from the brother that you don't like. Because if it wasn't for Yachazakwala, the new wine would have never came out. The new wine would have never came out. So yeah, let's get back to it. So a quick examination of Ezekiel 20 and 33 down will shed more light on the coming wilderness and how it's going to play out. In Ezekiel chapter 20 verses 37, the word rod, Shabbatah, gives an understanding of the tribe, of which tribe is going to be regulating events.
That's right.
As its definition states, an offshoot camp will be Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's choice medium to encourage orderly manner. Because that's what we need. We need some order, man.
That's right.
We need some order. You know what I'm trying to say? Levi ain't getting his tithes. Judah's being disrespected.
Right.
Ephraim has gone haywire. We don't know what the hell Ephraim is doing. Okay?
Yeah, there's no order.
There's no order, man. There's no order. We need some order up in here, man. And that's what Shah season is going to bring. It's going to bring order. Okay? Because a lion has to, he has to flex. He has to, what do you call it? He has to usurp his dominance to restore order in the wild.
That's right.
And that wild, what do you find in the wild? You find the lion.
That's right.
The lion is regulating the wild. He regulates the wild, man. Okay? So this whole thing is spiritual, man. Alright? So yeah, Shabbatah, understanding events, definition, offshoots, choice, remove, to encourage orderly manner, and to remove potential banana skins during the course of events. And what are the banana skins? You brothers that are trying to short circuit the Rao Kapadasha with your shenanigans. When it's time to report for duty, you be playing silly games. Okay? But on other occasions, meaningless escapades, you always turn up on time. But when it comes to your duty for your Halbashim Yahshai, you be playing shenanigans. I'm talking to you men of the Lord out there, not these regular peons out here, because they got excuses to make. They can say they didn't know, but you know, you're in the knowing.
That's right.
You've been in the knowing. Okay? Right. So it says, yeah, potential banana skins, and also that's closing up the breaches, man. Amos 9 and 11. The tabernacle will be built, but the breaches will be closed up. Right?
It's obviously continuing off of that Ezekiel 20, you go to 38 and it reads, and I will purge out from among you the rebels.
And I what?
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
And them that transgress against me.
And what?
And them that transgress against me.
And also transgressing is disrespecting the priest of Yahweh, man. You know? that's like a low blow, man. Especially when he ain't done nothing to ya. You're just disrespecting because you have the luxury to sit behind a camera and chat shit on YouTube. But in the day of the Lord, when it's just you and the honey badger, and the lion, and the wolf, okay, what you gonna do? It's gonna be a animalistic gangbang. Because you can't go to the left, you can't go to the right.
No running.
The girl and sisters, the girl is laughing when you
No
say
running.
animalistic gangbang.
Yeah.
So right, so go back to Ezekiel 20 verse 37, right? Because it says, also the same Ezekiel 20 verse 37 sheds light on the 10 tribes which left Africa to the Americas. Because a lot of you are under the impression that the 10 tribes left, what, is it Asia?
Yeah, they left that, that area, because you know the Euphrates is in that place, and I mean, it's considered to be in that place, and they say, but actually,
the 10 tribes left from Africa, mate.
That's right.
And we're gonna show you, all right? The 10 tribes. They didn't leave from Asia, because that place is considered to be Asia, right? You know, Jake's mind is so clouded, man, that he can't even see, right? So Ezekiel 20 verses 37 sheds light on the 10 tribes which left Africa, or what we call the Maghreb, okay?
Yep.
Left Africa to the Americas. Now the word we're looking for in Ezekiel 20 verse 37 or the passage is into the bond.
Right. That's right.
Into the bond. So go into the Strong's definition for into the bond. And have Esdras ready, 13. Because I ain't heard nobody break it down yet.
That's right.
All they tell us is the 10 tribes went into America. But where did they dispatch from? And the brother did a good job by trying to shed light on the fact that the 10 tribes left on ships, right, to the Americas.
Right.
Who is the haven of ships?
Zebulun.
Zebulun. And where is the land of Zebulun?
Right.
Tunisia to Algeria. So it's like everything is right in your face. And the ones that joined later, they left on ships as well.
That's right.
That's why Deuteronomy 28 says what? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
That's right. That's
Whether
right.
it be through captivity or whether it be through the 10 tribes
Yes.
leaving the land of Zebulun. Because Zebulun is the haven of ships.
That's right.
Okay? And through the Spirit, Christopher Columbus could have been from the tribe of Zebulun.
Right.
Because it only takes a Zebulunite to go and find them again. That's why he was reading the book of Esdras.
That's right.
That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit.
Look at Eve, man. She's just going in it.
Look.
She ain't even got a clue. But you know, the Most High made me say that, you know.
Yeah.
She gon' get it. She gon' get it, man. You see, a lot of these women are gonna catch up. Oh man, the Most High won't catch a body out here. The Most High, because the men that can help you, the Most High has it where you're not even with the men that can help you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny because all these champions that you give birth to, they take the money and go to the other nations. So it's like you're losing on both sides, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. They're losing. They think they're winning. Eve is not winning. Eve is losing out here, man. I'm telling you, big time. Eve is losing.
So this is into the bond, and it reads, the last one is Masaraka.
What?
Masaraka.
What?
Masaraka.
Right, so read 2nd Esdras 13.
Right, so 2nd Ezra 13, and
I think 45. These are the 10 tribes, yeah.
Right, so 2nd Ezra 13 and 45.
Right?
For through that country,
Right?
there was a great way to go.
There was a what?
There was a great way to go.
Yeah, because if you're gonna travel from the Maghreb to America is a long distance. You understand? So
Right.
carry on.
Namely, of a year and a half,
Right?
and the same region is called Azareth.
And the same region is called what?
And the same region is called Azareth.
Did you hear that? Asareth. And what does that say?
Masarata.
Masa what?
Masarata.
So that's Asareth.
Right.
Huh?
Say things about women.
No, no. We never say nothing about. We're teaching
Take the
history.
M away.
History, yeah.
About women.
Sarata.
About
No.
women.
What's the problem?
And where they should be.
No, they're asking
You're
us
weak.
if we're
What was
talking
that? What
about.
was that? Women are weak.
No, we didn't say that. We're just talking about the history of something.
Look, we ain't got time. We've got a lot to cover. So if you take away the
I've got
M,
time for who? People listening.
if you take away the M,
I think
and then
it's
you
a
read
so.
Asareth, doesn't that sound like Asareth?
That's right. That's right.
That's Asareth. Show it, man. That's Asareth right there.
Right.
Asareth in the scriptures, man.
Take away the ma, and it reads Asareth.
Asareth, man. Okay, and you got that from what? Bond. Because bond goes back to bondage.
Bondage.
And the Lord shall send thee into Egypt
That's
again
right.
with ships.
Right.
And there thou shalt be bondmen and bondwomen.
Right, right.
The mighty men of IUIC can't even bring this out.
That's right.
The Most High has hid it from the pride, man.
On.
The prideful.
On.
Big camp, many followers, but you never heard them. They don't even know how to bring this peace about.
That's right.
The Most High don't reveal his secrets unto famous people that have a lot of followers, you know.
He said, I reveal unto babes, and babes
Right.
will be consider people that they don't consider.
They don't
The
consider.
least esteem.
They're like, oh, he's just a kid, he's a child.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
You're gonna see children riding the chariots, man. Yeah. It says Yahushua is a young man.
Right.
Young man. Okay? He's a young man. So that's Asareth right there. So you've gone into the definition.
Yeah, I got into the definition. Yeah.
Right, so the root word definition is what?
Asara.
Which still sounds like Asareth.
Right.
Okay? And read the definition for Asareth.
And this is the biblical outline usage, and it reads to tie, to bind, imprison.
In what?
Imprison.
In what?
Imprison.
In what?
Imprison.
Right, so look up which country has the most prisons in the world.
Heavy.
Heavy, man. Heavy.
So wait, so Asareth means to imprison. The Lashawana Kodasha is Masaratha. Asareth. That's how you say Asareth, man. Okay. And that's that second Ezra 13 and 45, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
The country with
has
the most prisons in the world.
Prisoners or prisons?
Prisons. Which country has the most prisons? Because remember, Asareth means imprisonment,
Yeah.
right? And that will prove to you, this will show you where Asareth is, man.
Right.
Wait, did I send it to you? Oh, I didn't.
No, yeah. Because over here, you know, with Google the China as well. So they're saying something else. See, even my internet is gone. My data.
Let me send it to you.
Well, per capita, it's United States.
Per what? Per
Per
capita.
what?
Per capita, what is it?
United States, I thought it was United States.
Is that what it says? Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so read
that's
what
it.
you get. Read what you get.
It reads the United States.
The
leads-
United what?
The United
The United
States.
The
States.
United what?
The United States.
The United what?
The United States.
leads the world in total number of people incarcerated, with more than 2 million prisoners nationwide, per data released in October 2021 by World Prison Brief.
There you go. So the United States of America is Asareth.
That's right.
Because the United States has the most prisons.
Right. Right.
And the United States goes back to what? Egypt.
Egypt.
And Egypt was what? Captivity or imprisonment.
Servitude and all that. Yeah.
So the 10 tribes went from one prison to another prison. That's what happened, man. That's
right.
Jake. That's Jake for you, man.
Right.
Jake just can't stay out of jail, in and out of jail. Okay, baby mama drama, and that's what we're dealing with.
God.
So that's the new one concerning Arsenal.
That's right.
And also that shows you that the 10 tribes are gonna get gathered from the Americas, man.
Right.
Okay? And they left from what? The Maghreb,
Right.
through the Straits of Gibraltar.
That's right.
Because Tyre and Zidon is where? In Morocco, man.
Right. Right.
It's right here.
And what is Gibraltar known as? It has the rock.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Show it to them.
From here. Gibraltar's right there.
Right.
Right under Morocco.
Yeah.
So that's the Maghreb. That's where they
Over
pass
there,
through.
They pass through the straits.
Right.
It was a straight narrow.
That's right.
And
A place of difficulty. That's why there's a little gap there.
Right.
And they went towards the west. Because that place is what? The Maghreb, which means west.
Right.
So they went to America, which is in the west.
Yeah.
Okay? So understand how the 10 tribes left West Africa.
Malak, it makes sense because the Habashai from that place is sent
The apostles from there.
all
Right.
over the world.
Right,
Yeah?
exactly.
From that place, he sent Paul
Right.
to those,
Gentiles.
those
Right.
Gentiles.
Yeah.
So it only
Yeah.
makes sense that he would send the 10 tribes
Right.
through that place.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Because it's a circuit.
It's a circuit.
Originally, it's a circuit. The bit that they built on that side over there, where they call the Middle East, yeah, that's man-made. That's a man-made canal. You know what I'm saying? There was no path out that way. It was only through the Straits of Gibraltar.
Only through the strait. And also, that rock of Gibraltar.
Oh yeah, the rock of Gibraltar.
Look, show them what the rock of Gibraltar means, man. Because the rock of Gibraltar is where? In Morocco, right?
Right.
Okay. And Tyre in the Bible is what? In Morocco. So let's go to Tyre. Look up Tyre in the Blue Letter Bible. Get the definition for Tyre.
Yeah, okay, so should I read that one? Should I read this one? The rock
Read
of
what?
Gibraltar.
Yeah, read the rock of Gibraltar.
Alright, so
Now notice it says rock of Gibraltar. That's in Morocco, right? Read it.
Rock of Gibraltar is a monolithic limestone promontory located in the British territory of Gibraltar near the southwestern tip of Europe on the Iberian Peninsula and near the entrance of the Mediterranean, which is like that area, which
Right.
is Morocco.
Yeah,
Because it says here, near the southern western tip
Right.
of Europe. And
Right.
that's Morocco.
Right, so now get
Morocco.
Tyre. Now notice it's called the Rock of Gibraltar.
This is in Joshua 19:29.
Right?
And Tyre.
So get the interlinear definition for Tyre.
Right.
Tyre.
Lashawan to say Tyre is
The definition.
oh, so that, yeah. Definition, biblical outline usage, Tyre or Tyrus equals a rock.
A what?
A rock.
A what?
A rock.
A what?
A rock.
So that shows you that's where Tyre is.
God.
Right there.
That's it right there,
That's
man.
it right there.
If you can't see it,
they
then-
said Tyre and Zidon is in the fake Middle East.
Right.
But why is the Rock of Gibraltar lining up with Tyre?
Right.
That's it, man. It's that area, man. It's like, come on.
And also, if you look at the Mediterranean, like the brother said, it's like a closed circuit. But the opening over there is kind of like a vagina.
Right.
Womb. It's like a womb, but then the opening is where the vagina is.
Right.
That's why Europe is called the whore.
God.
Because everyone is coming through the vagina.
God. That's it.
Yo.
That's heavy.
Everyone is coming through the vagina, man. And the 10 tribes were leaving the vagina. So it was like a second Exodus. That's why that area is called the Iberian Peninsula. Iberia goes back to Ibaraya, which is Hebrew. That's why you can find the Lashawana Kodasha there, man. Okay? So yeah, that's it on that one. So now...
And but the Euphrates as well means to break forth.
To break forth. So check this out. Yeah, and also, what does when a woman is giving birth? Yeah, what does it say? Her water breaks. And also remember, what does Euphrates mean? It means to be fruitful.
To be fruitful, can.
And how is a woman fruitful? She gives birth to the child. That's why the Galilee is like a womb, it's like a closed circuit. And then the only way to get out is through the straits. And the child can only be through the straits of a woman.
That's it. Yeah.
So it all adds up. You know? It all adds up.
Plain upon table.
Plain upon table.
It all adds up, man. So that little gap, you know, that would be the vagina of the Mediterranean. You know. So let's move on. Right. So 2nd Esdras 13 and 45. The root word Asherah means to tie, to bind, or to imprison. Considering America, which is the modern day Egypt, is the country with the most prisons in the world, which also ties into the word Egypt, which goes back to captivity. It's only fair to conclude that Asareth is America.
That's right.
Also, our people were sent there to be bondmen and bondwomen. All right, on ships as slaves. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. 28 verse 68. That's the precept that's the world famous precept of all Hebrew Israelite camps. You know, every Hebrew Israelite, that's one of the first precepts that they hear or they learn, innit?
And it just catches them.
And it just the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee.
That's right. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28, 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what? With ships. With what?
With ships.
And what is Zebulun? A haven of what?
A haven of ships.
A haven of what?
A haven of ships.
So it shows you the 10 tribes left from the land of Zebulun.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Right there, man.
The 10 tribes left from the land of Zebulun.
Right.
Zebulun is a haven of ships.
Right.
The 10 tribes left on ships. Alright?
No, we're talking about the 10 tribes. But he's asking, he said not from the Gold Coast. No, we're talking about
No, the Gold Coast one was, they got taken to America, but the 10 tribes left. It says that in Esdras, isn't it?
Yeah. That was before the Gold Coast.
Right, so he said...
Yeah, that's it on that.
That's it, right.
Yeah. Right, so it says also our people were sent there to be bondmen. Also, America was called the New World. And what did Ezra say? A land where mankind had never dwelt?
Right.
That would be the New World.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Also, the same Ezekiel 20 verse 37, the word of the covenant. So go back to Ezekiel 20. So we're still dealing with the wilderness. We've shown you the 10 tribes in that same text, 20 verse 37. So that means that the congregation in America, some of them are going to be gathered, which I can't see a lot of them making it, okay, because they're very proud and they just don't have the right attitude to come back to the continent. And also they've seen too much wickedness there, man. How do you reform someone like that? You know? driving around in his Bugatti, going to the strip club and all that, you know. So a lot of them are going to die there. But the ones that the Most High has mercy on, he's going to gather them there and he's going to bring them to Canaan.
This is Ezekiel 20, and even after what we was reading 37. And it says, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Right, so go to of the covenant. Tell us what of the covenant means.
Right.
So we've shown you the 10 tribes. So the northern tribes went to America. Now we're going to show you the southern in the same text of the covenant. That's how you find that. So what's the definition for of the covenant? What's the Lashawana Kodasha for that?
Barayatha.
Bara what?
Barayatha.
Right, so if you look down there, it says Brit.
Barayatha.
Show it to them. Brit.
It says,
So now we're showing you this. Now we're showing you the southern kingdom.
Khan.
All in the same text, you know.
Brit.
Can you see that? Brit, and the Brit goes back to Britain.
Britain, man.
Right.
Because you call yourself what? A Brit.
Right.
So that's the southern kingdom, man.
That's right.
So the southern kingdom came into Europe, and then the northern kingdom went to where?
To America.
That's why America's bigger than Europe.
Right.
Because the 10 tribes are bigger than the southern kingdom.
Right.
So there you go.
That's common sense right there, man.
And it says Brit.
Wisdom.
Brit goes back to what? Britannia,
Right.
or Brittany, which means of the covenant.
Right.
So it shows you Jake, the southern kingdom, was ruling Europe, man. Okay. There you go.
Man.
And another thing to it as well, yeah. Seeing that the 10 tribes is there in Babylon, yeah. Think about it. How can they fit in that place now they call Israel? Look how big America is. Yeah, exactly. It's too
Malak,
small,
look
man.
at the influence
And then you got to
already.
fit the southern tribe in there as well. Like, nah, impossible, man.
Don't
So that
make sense.
cannot be the place. That cannot be the place.
And also, if you look at the map of Africa, give me that board, Malak. Have you still got the marker? Yeah, that map of Africa.
Who has the most?
Yeah,
Probably not.
yeah, because you know we got to rewrite the whole thing.
That's right.
That's what we're doing, man. This is like the brother said, it's like a reformation.
Right, Reformation.
Because the heathens and the bastard children, okay, they came and they changed things around. So this, I'm going to try to the best of my ability to draw the map of Africa.
Yeah.
So if you look at the map of Africa, there's only 3 points. You go south. So the map of Africa will be like this. So that will be west. And that will be east. And that will be south. Africa only has 3 points.
Right.
1, 2, 3. And it's funny because the sun, that's how the sun travels. Rises from the east, it goes to the south, and then it sets at the west. See that? The sun rises from the east, it travels to the south, and then it sets at the west. So it's moving in a triangle formation. That's why the ancient Egyptians had the triangle, the pyramid, man. That's why the ancient Egyptians used to worship the sun. Their sun god, because they understood that the continent of Africa only had 3 sides: east, south, and west. That's why when we came out of Egypt, which has to be in the east, the Most High said we should go southward.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so show that there's only 3 parts on the continent. Yeah, it goes that way. No, I'm saying I'm saying there's no northern part in Africa. It's just
Where the sun comes.
the sun travels that way. If you watch it in the daytime, you see it rises from the east and then it goes to the south. If you have a compass, you can follow it, and then it sets at the west. It goes that way. It never goes north. The sun never goes north. Never. Okay. Right. So that's Africa for you, man. And also Africa is like it's like an atlas. Because without the land of Africa, you can't tell where east is, where south is, where west is, or where north is. So Africa is like a compass on itself. That's why when you see the map, Africa's right in the middle. They showed you that. Because it's the glory of all the lands.
That's right.
And the Most High said he will give you the glory of all the lands. Let's get that precept, the glory of all the lands. That's what he gave to us. Even the nations, where do they get their nuclear missile power from? All the nations, where do they get their nuclear missile power?
From the land.
They get it from Nigeria.
Yeah,
There's a place in Nigeria called Bono State.
Yes, the Californian.
Californium. One gram is 27 million, man. But no one is talking about it.
Yeah.
27 million for a gram of Californium, bro. Yeah? That's where they get their nuclear missile technology from, man.
Yeah.
And that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shimi Al Shai doing that, because if you look at the periodic table, okay, we're gonna get that. Because that goes back to sickle, Zion, harvest. It's in the 7th column on the periodic table, man. And it's got an atomic number, I think 98. And that goes back to the 7 and 8, because 9 plus 8 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. That's infinity. And it's in the 7th column. 7. So 7 and 8. So this thing is rounding up, man. No one talks about that Californium though. Why there's even Boko Haram. Esau set that up so he could be drilling the Californium to make his nuclear missiles, man.
That's right.
You know? So have you shown them that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them as well.
For what?
The glory of all
The glory of all the land.
Ezekiel 20 and 6.
Right.
In the day that I lifted up mine hands unto them to bring them forth of the land of Egypt into a land that I have aspired for them, flowing with milk and honey.
Flowing with what?
Flowing
with milk and honey.
And it shows you how people are ungrateful. You give them the wealth, they don't pay their tithes, they curse the priests out, you know, they bullshit the men and the lords.
Not in order, basically.
They're not in order, man. They come on YouTube, they're chatting shit. They think we can't see them now, but we gonna get them soon anyway. We gonna get them. We just, that patience and perseverance, man. Okay? All the wrongs gonna be righted. Okay? Read that.
Which is the glory of all lands.
Which is what?
Which is the glory of all lands, man.
Hey, put the board down. Put the board.
Mate.
Let's go to that map. Let's go to that map. Hey, Google search which continent has the most resources.
No, we have to read it. We have to read it.
Now we gotta read it because it's like these brothers are not using their brain. They refuse to think. That's why I said you're behaving like animals, man. Okay? It doesn't even make sense. So check this out. So yeah. So like we were saying, wait, did it say the glory of all the lands?
The glory of all lands.
But let's get the map.
Okay, it says Russia. Hold on.
So as you can see,
States,
map.
Saudi,
So yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you look at the map here, I don't know if the camera can see it, but the map,
Hold on.
you can clearly see.
I'm gonna do a thing. Hold on.
But you can clearly see that now. I think they'll zoom in at home, innit?
No, let me zoom in. I won't be able to get it.
You can see the world map, yeah? Africa is right in the middle. Why? Can you see that, brother? Can you see it's right in the middle?
Yeah.
7 of the countries in Africa are on the equator. 7 completion.
Right.
Because without Africa, you can't tell where your west is, you can't tell where your east is, and you can't tell where your north is. So that shows you that this is the choice land. It's only common sense. Now, now they've told Jake that the land is over here. That little dot over there, that little piece over there. But come to find out, that little piece up top there is actually part of Egypt.
Right.
So you got the whole land over here, a land flowing with milk and honey. Anything, look, all the nations of the world have been fattened by that land.
That's right.
Even all the people that work, when you go to the office, the shops, all of them are from here. So this is like a feeder nation.
Right.
That's why the scripture said, in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So all the nations are benefiting from this landmass. No other landmass has blessed the world the way Africa has. With human resources, natural resources, anything you can think about. Women, everything. Alright? But yet, they tell you that the land of Israel is up there. That tiny dot up there, which is really part of that Egypt.
Yeah.
Because Egypt, the whole of East, you know, East is big.
Yeah.
It's a big landmass. You know, you got Ethiopia, Somalia, which is the Horn of Africa. You got Sudan, you got Egypt, you've got Libya, you've got Chad, okay? You've got South Sudan, you've got Uganda, Kenya. That whole place is what? East. And then after that, you got the West. The West will now be what? Algeria, Tunisia, Niger, Mali, Mauritius, Morocco, okay? Western Sahara, Senegal, Guinea, Ghana, all them countries, Nigeria. That's all the West. That's why, through the Spirit, the Maghreb is called what?
West.
which is
Maghreb,
West.
West, yeah.
And then after that, now you've got what? The countries that are below the equator. Zimbabwe, Angola, Zambia, Namibia, South Africa. That whole place is the South. So there's no north. There's no room for north. Where can you get north from? The only time you get north is when you go to Europe. That's north. So that's north, that's east, that's west, and that is south. That's why there's nothing underneath South Africa, because that's south. Have you ever asked yourself, why are there no countries under South Africa? Because Africa is the atlas of the world. That's why you can only find the Atlas Mountains where? In Morocco.
In Morocco.
Why is it called the Atlas? They call the map an atlas, right? Why is Morocco called the Atlas Mountains? And even when you play that game, God of War, there's a character in there called Atlas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's it on that. So Google Atlas, show them Atlas from God of War. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, brothers need to start using their brain, man. You know, you call all these precepts, but yet you're not using logic. Logic and the precepts go hand in hand. That's why you gotta have discernment.
Yeah.
Without discernment, and that's being spiritual.
Right.
So it shows a lot of you are carnal. You're not spiritual, man.
There we go.
Like even with the tribes, you can tell what tribe a brother's from based on what he does.
Right.
The way he moves, what he does, you can tell, ah man, that guy's from this tribe. That, you know, that's being spiritual, man. Alright? Yeah, Atlas. It's like he's carrying something.
Yeah.
But get the one where you can actually see him carrying the. I think there's more images of him. He's actually carrying like the world on his back or something.
Yeah.
That's another picture of Atlas. You see how he's carrying the world on his back? So show it. So Atlas is carrying the world on his back, man.
That's their version of Atlas.
You see that?
Carrying the world.
So why is Atlas carrying the world on his back? No one can tell us why Atlas is carrying the world on his back. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna finish it out, man. Wait, how much time have we got? Go finish this out.
We went over. I can't because he split at some point, so I can't. More than that.
Now we need to round up. Let's finish.
More than that.
Let's finish up.
We're probably going to the 2 hours now or something like that.
Right, yeah, let's finish up. Okay, so, right. So also, the same Ezekiel 20 verse 37, the word covenant, which goes back to Britain or Brit, goes back to Britain, shows that Jacob was ruling England before the bastard seed line whitewashed us out.
That's right.
Because that's what happened. The bastard seed line are the ones that wiped us off, man. Because they were ashamed of where they came from, innit? And also, the brother made a good point. They were treated as second-class citizens.
Right, at some point.
Okay. Right, so now we're going to deal with Abraham. Considering Abraham was from Somalia, it's not far-fetched to say the mountain of Yahweh is in Kenya. That's right. Which is really Yahweh. Right. Also, Abraham was called Assyrian.
Right.
Okay. And a quick Google search will show you that Aramaic goes back to Somalia. Because remember, it said that Yahushua spoke Aramaic.
Right.
Okay, so Google Aramaic and show it to them. Aramaic.
Google it. Oh, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Now you're gonna get your answer.
So we're gonna show you where the term Somalia comes from, or even Somalian. When you say someone is Somalian, because remember, Abraham was Assyrian, right? And Assyrians go back to Shem.
It goes back to Aram as well.
Arameans.
So yes.
Yeah, but that's common sense. If Aramaic goes back to Aram, and Aram was Shem, that means that the language would have been Hebrew. But the brother's going to show it. Show them Aramaic is actually Hebrew. It's the Paleo-Hebrew. It's a Semitic language, yeah, but that's Hebrew.
Arabic and what?
Right, but check.
So you've got old Aramaic, you see?
Linguistic.
Yeah, obviously I will put in.
Yeah, and also make sure you show them the bit where
It says Somalian.
It says Somalian.
Yeah.
Right.
I will put it in the edit, but you can see here Somalian. You see?
What's the father Abraham was Somalian?
He was from Somalia. That's what we were saying.
From that land.
And Somalia is in the Horn of Africa, the beginning of civilization. Okay. So that means the real Syrians are actually from Somalia.
Yeah.
And we're going to prove it because the Syrians were Shemites.
Right.
And Shem had a son called Asher. And they tried to make a deception and put two S's there, but yet the definition doesn't add up. So we're going to go into that as well. So it says, yeah, this is the final bit before we close out. It says, a quick Google search will show you that Aramaic goes back to Somalian, which is really Somalian, as Shemites were in Somalia, okay, which was called Shinar. And Shinar means what? The land of two what?
The land of two rivers.
Right, but really it goes back to the land of two countries.
Two countries, come.
Because Somalia is a land of two countries.
Right,
You've got Somaliland and Somalia. And Esau refuses to recognize Somaliland. But when you go to Somaliland, he's put a lot of mines there. There's a documentary on that. They can watch it in their own time. Why has Esau put a lot of mines in Somaliland? Because Yahushua is gonna come from the Middle East,
That's
which is
right.
what? Somalia, the very
Somalia,
east. So they prepared for him, man. So while you niggas are in the hood talking shit, Esau's getting ready. And a lot of them don't even know Yahushua is coming from there.
Right.
They don't know, you know. So right, it says
So, but like,
Shinar, the land of two
tell
rivers.
them why it's coming from the, I know that they're very ignorant, innit? I mean, not ignorant, but they want to know why is Yahusha coming from that place. But that's the...
Yeah, that's the horn of
horn
Africa.
of Africa.
That's the beginning of civilization. Declaring the end from the beginning. So the end is going to start from the beginning. Because Father Abraham, he came from where? Somalia, which is Shinar. The land of two countries, the land of two rivers. Somaliland and Somalia.
So,
Alright.
so in Somalia, you got Ham and Shem.
You got Shem there, yeah. Because a lot of the Somalians, they behave like Jakes,
Yeah.
man. Even the women, they look like Eve as
Yeah.
well. You know, but they got the burqas on. They're in order.
They're in order, that's it.
They make better wives. They're very homely people. They don't like going out. You know, they don't play silly games.
Yeah.
You don't see them twerking on Instagram like Eve does. But they're Shemites as well.
They use wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Syrians are also known as Arameans, which goes back to the language Aramaic, the Paleo-Hebrew. 2 Kings chapter 7 heading calls the Syrians Arameans. Verses 4 mentions them as Syrians. Also, one of the sons of Shem, Ashur, who will be a brother to Aram, or the Syrians, go back to Ashur, which means to be black. So look up the word Ashur, A-S-H-U-R, Ashur.
In the blue letter.
Yeah, A-S, well you can get Ashur in the blue letter Bible, A-S-H-U-R. Yeah. Because there was an Israelite called Ashur as well, you know. But they used cunning craftiness to add another S to Ashur.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah, Ashur.
Yeah, Asher. So you say Asher means black.
It means what?
Black.
It means black.
It means what?
It means black.
It means what?
It means black.
There you go. So the Syrians were black. They're black. So who are these funny men that they show? Hey man. I mean, come on, civilization started in Africa. So all those nations, the Assyrians, all those guys, they'll all be black guys, man. You know? The bastard children took over and they changed everything.
Right.
That's right. That's why you guys are, you know, confused. So it means black. Go into the root word etymology. Read that.
It means to be black of skin.
To be black of what?
To be black of skin.
To be black of what?
To be black of skin.
To be black of skin. It's right there.
Yeah, and so that black of skin as well goes into Sahara.
Sahara. Sahara. Show it to them. So that's the Sahara.
Right.
That's where they get the term Sahara from.
Sahara.
You know?
Wow, that's
where,
powerful, man.
That's where they get the term Sahara. Right. So the Sahara, when you see the people from the Sahara, they call them sub-Saharan. Those are Shemites, man. You know? But no one wants to talk about that.
That's one there.
Yeah, that's one there, you know?
That's one there.
She cover her hair, you know?
Right.
That's the Aramite.
That's Aram.
That's Aram right there.
Aram, that's the spirit, Aram. You know? They behave better than Eve does. Because Eve is just a menstruous monster right now.
Yes.
That's why through the spirit, maybe the Most High will just have us wipe them out. And then
Some of them might be safe, but you know, a lot of them.
because the Syrian women, the real Syrian, because we know the Syrians are Aram.
Yes, Aram.
They're well behaved.
Yeah.
I don't see them misbehaving.
I like that.
And also,
no.
it says, "Thou shalt not abhor a Syrian because he's thy brother."
Right.
So that means we go take them, man.
Take them, that's it, yeah.
Because look, she had her head covered,
She's
very polite, down to earth.
And they're very humble as well.
They're humble. You don't see them talking loud in public. But you see Eve talking like that. Eve came and stood there. What are they saying? She's ready to fight.
Always ganging up with Esau.
We gonna take them. That's what we gonna do, man. Do the spirit and power of Yahweh Shimi outside. We ain't gonna be tolerating that bullshit, man.
Yeah, they're out of order, bro.
Because our forefathers, they used to go to Somalia to pick wives, man.
Of course, yeah.
That's where Padan Aram is.
Yeah,
Tableland.
He's in his right mind.
That's it.
In a way, look, he got that dagger.
Yeah, man.
It's a sick, that's what.
That's like a sickle.
Yeah.
Because seek goes back to sickle.
They're allowed to have my lawyer.
Yeah.
I know they're allowed
Yeah,
to have
because they fought for the British.
Yeah.
Because that term seek, it really, they're trying to say sickle. That's why they walk with that dagger that looks like a sickle. And that's spiritual, man. You know? And most of them are jakes.
Yeah, a lot of them are jakes, man. A lot of them are jakes.
When he saw us, he saw us. The spirit was right.
And also that goes back to Isaiah 11:11. It says, "The Lord shall gather them from what? From Elam." You see that? So that will be a scattered Israelite in Elam. And you can tell he's like a jake, the way he walks.
You got that warrior spirit on you, my God.
Right, you see it. You can tell from a man's countenance whether he's an Israelite. Because sometimes I'll be in public and I'll see a guy walking, but I can't see his skin color because he's got gloves on and a hoodie. But I can tell from the way he's walking, that's a Jake. And as soon as he turns around, it's a Jake. And sometimes you can tell, no, that's an Edomite, based on just how. So the spirit will show you who is who. You see, you can't use your eyes. Oh, that's an Edomite. It's spiritual, man. But anyway, let's finish off. Also, one of the sons of Shem, Asher, who will be also one of the, a brother of Aram, goes back to Asher, which means black. 1 Chronicles 2:24. Asher is a corruption of Asher. They just added another S to it, just to confuse, the brothers, but through the spirit we found out. It's a corruption of Asher to deflect us all away from the truth. How can Asher have a longer definition to Asher with the two S's? That's how we found it out. Because if you look up Asher with the one S, the definition is longer than the Asher with the two S's. So that means there's some crafty counsel going on there.
As usual.
Because Issachar has two S's, but it's Shashaka. But why is it that this Asher with the two S's, there's only it's a shorter definition. It says Asher has two S's, yet miraculously it means a step. Ashawara. And Asher, which has only one S, is Ashachawara, which means black skin, a clear deflection from the truth to hide that the Assyrians or Syrians, who are the brothers of Aram, are black.
That's right.
Mind you, Asher is a Judite from the tribe of Judah. It's evident the deflecting tactics are in play. So that's it on that, man. And with that, we're going to give double honors to the elders that are teaching the right doctrine. Okay, and the elders that are holding it down with Apostle Taha in America. And the brothers on the highways and the byways that are teaching in truth and sincerity. Alright? So we're going to give all praises.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Waha, Racha, Kodash. Holy Shirana. Abad Babo, man. Yeah, Abad Babo, man.
That was the